Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, and good night to you, wherever you may be watching me from tonight. Whew, I want to welcome you to another episode of Chats with Themmy. I am super, super, super excited tonight to have you all join me. Firstly, I'd like to apologize um, for not having the sessions 2 days in a row. That's today's Thursday. That's Tuesday and Wednesday. Um, I was doing a lot of moving around and I did not expect the delays that I experienced, which created an inconvenience for me not to be able to stick to plan to go live. So I apologize. I know you may have been expecting me to show up. I apologize for that. It was just so unexpected. That's why I did not announce that it was not going to happen because I was trying to push myself to still be able to achieve something after the first day did not work. But yes, nothing beats the fact that I'm here and I am happy to be on here tonight. I want to say welcome to another episode of Chat with Timmy. And as always, you already know we have something interesting to talk about. And I can now wait to delve into this because, whew, y'all already know, you know. And tonight I am going to be talking about a very interesting topic. We don't like trash, right? Nobody loves trash. But guess what? It was stuff that was once useful that became trash. You bought a pack of water bottles, and you drank the water in there. The water bottles becomes trash after, right? You bought your favorite ice cream, and and you took the ice cream from in the cone or took the ice cream from in the packet. Guess what? The can or the paper bowl, whatever, becomes trash, right? Before there's a trash, it was once useful. That's what I want us to get. Before that thing became trash, it was once useful. Okay? So tonight, I'm going to be talking about something. Thank you. My baby girl is watching from Canada. Thank you so much. She's always spicing me up in the background. I'm going to be talking about people, places, things, habits. If it doesn't serve you, if it no longer adds value to you, trash it. Okay? Because guess what? We connect with people because we want to build valuable relationships with them. We connect with places because we feel like, whoa, this is a cool space. I can, be my best self and give my best. And then sooner than later, you realize that, this thing is no longer serving me. This place is no longer serving me. This person is no longer serving me. Okay. So before something becomes trash, it was once useful. Same thing goes for your favorite chocolate, your favorite wine, your favorite biscuit, your favorite cookies, your favorite person, your favorite place, your favorite thing. It was once useful at a point in time. Guess what? Say, for instance, you love um, strawberry flavored ice cream, and there's this particular brand that you love so much, and you cannot go go without it. So like every paycheck you get, every little money you get, you definitely use that money to be able to go get that ice cream for yourself. But then one day you realize that you went to buy it and then guess what? You bought it. It was good. You plan to eat it. You plan to, it's hot, it's sunny. You plan to make use of it, but I'm going to go on mute for a little bit. On mute now. So By the time, I'm sorry about that, guys. By the time you bought your ice cream, you plan, okay, it's on a sunny day. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna, just chill, stay at home and chill and take my ice cream. But you realize, I'm sorry about that. I muted the background because of a distraction. So, because of XYZ, you got busy and you did not take your ice cream. Maybe your ice cream took longer in the fridge and stuff like that. But even though it was preserved right now, there are different parts to the conversation I'm having tonight, okay? Or different parts to whatever I'm saying tonight, right? So it's your favorite ice cream. You bought the ice cream. You preserved the ice cream. You kept it in the fridge, okay? But guess what? It slipped your mind. You got busy doing stuff. Okay? And then guess what? Maybe that ice cream you planned to have it last week and then that didn't happen because life happened, you got busy, stuff happened and stuff like that. Yesterday was August 6th. You're like, okay, let me go grab my ice cream from the fridge because I'm much more relaxed today. I think it's a hot day and this is a much needed time to have this ice cream. Guess what? You look into your fridge, pull out your ice cream, and your ice cream says expiration date was August 5th. Now you're like, oh my world, I should have remembered this. I should have taken note of it. But life happens. Now your favorite ice cream has become trash. Why? Because it's expired. Not because you didn't go out of your way to make effort. You did make the effort by keeping it in the fridge, right? You did your part. It's the same thing with people, places, things, and habits. You put in your effort, you put in your time, you do your part. But it's just naturally, and this is going to happen, okay? It's just naturally, it was supposed to cut off at a point. Not because you're not doing your part right. All right? So if something, someone, somewhere, if a thing, if a place, if a work environment does not serve you anymore, trash it. And trust me, here's the thing about the process of trashing stuff. Sometimes you'll be like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this no more. I can't stand this no more. Bye. I can do better without you. No, 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 no. Calm down. When you pick up trash from the floor, where do the trash go? Do you just take it straight away to the trashing company? No, you need a trash can, right? And maybe the people whoever take your trash does not come out on time. Like uh, um recently exactly, even relationships that no longer serve you have to trash it. Okay? So recently I was with my cousin and then the trash company comes to pick up the trash every Tuesday. Okay, so there was one time some stuff had stayed long and then I was just trying to get rid of it and she was like, no, we can't put that in the trash because they're not going to come. I think it was like the midweek, so they were not going to come to the next week Tuesday, right? So she was like, they're not going to come to the next week Tuesday. If you put it in the trash, it's just going to be a mess, and um it wouldn't do any good. Okay, so she was like, let's keep that in the fridge. Now here's the process when you want to try something. Okay, before you trash out something, you need a cat, you need a trash can. And sometimes you have the trash can, but how often did the trash company the waste management company comes to take out the trash? If you put a type of trash that can easily decay, if you put a material that can easily decay in the trash can before the waste management comes to pick it up, you know what you're going to do to your environment? You're gonna have this bad smell, right? You're gonna pollute the entire community before the trash people show up. So there has to be timing. You get that? There has to be timing. Okay, I get it. This thing no longer serves you. This thing no longer serve me. But how can I manage this before I trash it? You see that period in between where okay, sometimes people don't know, okay, how this thing no longer serve me. So they're putting their all into it, they're doing everything they can, they're going all out to make this thing work. And as I'm saying, it's people, it's places, it's environments, it's habits. Okay? This thing no longer serves me, but what process do I need to put in place? What strategies can I use to be able to manage this waste? All right? To be able to manage this and get rid of it in the right way. Because if it's not properly managed, it's gonna cause more harm than good. Like the analogy I just gave, if I was gonna throw out the stuff that was gonna decay before the waste management company came for the trash the following week, the environment was gonna be polluted. Um, the trash can was gonna be messy because all sort of things gonna come out there because it's decayed. It's a natural thing, right? So in as much as this is no longer useful to me, what can I do? What steps can I take to get rid of that? All right. So if if a place no longer serves you, if an environment no longer serves you, if if a person no longer serves you, what do? You want to trash that because it doesn't serve you any longer, right? But what steps can you put into place? There are some people they will not serve you no longer, but the thing is, allow things to die a natural death. It's okay to burn bridges that you don't want to go back to certain places. It's okay, but it's not it's not all the trash that you can just build immediate bridge right now. You need to be able to manage things before you burn the bridge. Is it going to be a bridge that you can easily rebuild? Do you want to burn the bridge and take the ashes and throw it in the water and then break the pillars to it, like just get rid of it completely? There's some getting rid of things that you can go there to do that. All right. There's sometimes thank you so much. Thomas is watching from Monrovia, and I got someone. Yeah, I got a few people from everywhere. Ghana, Liberia. At least I know a few hanging out here on the tonight. Right. So before you trash something, what do you do about that? Okay. What do you do? Oh, this thing no longer serves me. I was telling someone, um, I think I was discussing with my cousin. We're talking about, meals around, eating healthy meals. And then she's like, as young people, we need to cut down our salt and something like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's great. But the thing is, when you're cutting down your salt in your meal, you don't want your food to be tasteless because, I mean, salt, you need an ideal proportion for your food to be okay. If you put way less, your food is not going to get the savor of the salt, right? If you put way more, your food is going to be like you cooked it by the sea, right? So you want to be able to put very you want to put um an ideal proportion of the salt to be able to get that desired flavor. All right. So for someone who maybe develop a heart issue or health issue or whatever, and then your doctor's telling you, cut down on the salt. Don't tell you completely get rid of it. You need to gradually, because it's a habit that you've built. You've been eating your local food, and maybe some things is better salted, more salted than the rest, and stuff like that. You don't just get rid of it. No. Or else, you know what's gonna happen? If your doctor say, "Oh, don't eat salt," and then you're so zealous, you go home, like, "I'm not gonna eat salt no more. It's affecting my health," and blah blah blah. And guess what? The next day, you made a dish, or maybe your whoever is taking care of you makes you a dish without any salt. Your reaction is gonna be terrible. You know why? Because it's like something that's being forced on you. But if you go, okay, if you're eating excess salt and then you start to gradually, reduce the amount of intake of salt that you take in, gradually you won't even realize over a period of time how you're just gonna be, you're just gonna get to that desired portion as your doctor advised without feeling it. Thank you so much, sis. I see you. All right. So it's the same with addiction. I mean, people who then my cousin was like, well, one of those people who they completely remove. Because the thing is, here's the thing. If you're trying to stop something, take it one day at a time. If you say, oh, I'm not gonna do this no more, you'll realize that you will starve yourself for a bit And then when you're going back in, when you're having like a relapse or whatever they call it, when you're going back in, you're going times, like you're going 2 times, 3 times stronger to that thing that's not good for you. That's why you need a strategy. Okay, now let's bring it to relationships. If someone is in a toxic relationship, maybe they're involved with a narcissist. Narcissist could be a male or female, whatever. And then you want to be able to get away from that unhealthy situation or that unhealthy environment, right? And then you realize that, I'm gonna have to leave this person. I'm gonna have to walk away and not look back. I'll tell anybody. That kind of situation, you need to step away from that mentally, you need to step away from that emotionally, and then it makes it easier for you to walk away physically. You know why? Because if you don't deal with the mental part, you don't deal with the emotional part, and you just pack your bag and walk away, guess what happens? The next time you're coming in fact, if you had just a small bag of your clothes, you're going to bring your entire wardrobe back in that house, back in that situation that you found yourself. That's what's going to happen. So sometimes, if something no longer serves us, we need to trash it. But now, what are the steps we can put in place to trash stuff? It's one step at a time. If a habit no longer serves you, trash it. But how do you trash it? How do you deal with trashing things? Okay? How? You want to be able to step away mentally. You want to be able to step away emotionally. You want to be able to step away gradually. Okay? So say for instance you wanna get, not be involved with someone no more, you don't just wake up and say, I'm gonna block this person. Then guess what? You block them, but then you still go and start stalking their social media and other pages that you didn't have blocked. I always tell people you wanna block their email too. Block the email, block their phone numbers. I mean, and like delete the phone number from your head. Because even if you delete the phone number and block the phone number, you're gonna remember the number of it, and you're still gonna get in touch with the person, right? Or even if you don't get in touch with the person, you're gonna be stuck in their social media and seeing what they're up to and what they're doing and stuff like that. But then you want to be able to gradually and intentionally get rid of stuff, get rid of places that no longer serve you. If you're in an environment, if you're in a toxic space, and say for instance, you have a great job, you work in a great, you work with a great company, a great and beautiful brand, but maybe the brand is beautiful from the name standpoint, from this check standpoint, the pay stub standpoint, the other added benefits standpoint, but then maybe it's not serving you in terms of healthy environment, right? So if it's just your cycle of work friends that's no longer serving you, get rid of that cycle of work friends, connect with more healthy people, and do your job. Get your pay, go home. If it's a departmental stuff, if it's a team stuff, you want to find a way to deal with stuff, deal with conflicts, deal with the issue, get to the root of it, and be able to uproot it as a team. If you try your best and it's not working and you realize that, well, I can't leave my job for XYZ situation, you want to step away from that. Okay? And then when you do that, it's not working. And sometimes if it means taking your laptop, go to the next office or go to the lounge and work in your office space just to get away from certain situations for you to be completely productive, step away from that if you cannot quit your job. I will not tell you, oh, because this place is not serving you, get up and go. Not everyone's going to be an entrepreneur. Do not get me wrong. Entrepreneurship is great. In fact, matter of fact, nobody should have a single source of income because you're just one step away to poverty, from poverty, or from hand to, Liberians will say hand to mouth. If you have just one source of income, especially if an income requires your physical presence to be able to be generated, you're just one step away from poverty. Okay? And if you're looking to add an additional stream of income, check my website, drivedigital.us, and go watch the webinar. And you have all the information, all the learnings you can use to be able to get started with your own digital business that can be run automatically for you, or using an automated system. Okay, the website is going across the stream. But now let's just get back to the topic. If an environment, somebody say, oh, I left my job because it was toxic. Did you just drop the ball and leave? Did it get to that point? For some people, it's okay. They have a cool backup plan. Before you drop the ball and leave, reality check. What's your family going to do about it? Do you have enough savings to take care of your family whilst you look around for something better, or while you try to stand on your feet by starting a new business? Are you mentally ready to start a new business to move on your own? Are you ready for that? What can you do to hold on. Okay, let me get this up. Somebody's texting me asking me what's the website. So www let me get this. Oh guys, hold on. All right. So this is the website, guys. So you can check out the website, okay? So before you drop that ball to move on and say, okay, my mental health matters and stuff, you need to build an exit plan. You need to have an exit strategy. Don't just drop the ball and leave, because reality check. Maybe if that job is giving you good health insurance, a good life insurance plan, or whatever other things that's making your life a little bit easier, don't just walk away. Find something or try to do something that's going to be way better off. You can just bear patience, enough patience to work your way out of that situation to be able to easily navigate. Okay? So that's what I mean by if a job is not serving you, you can do that. Okay? So another thing I want you to pay attention to is, if, like I said, if someone is no longer serving you, you want to be able to step away a little bit. You want to step away. How do you step away? This thing is no longer serving you. It's a mind thing, especially when it comes to humans or emotional people. We're emotional beings. And a lot of times, sometimes a situation is not making sense, but because this emotional person, you can maybe emotionally attached to the person and something like that, it's going to be a little bit difficult to be able to step away, but you need to be very, very strategic about it. The work has to be done here first. The work has to be done mentally. The work has to be done internally, emotionally. And then physically, you can take steps. Now let me paint a scenario for you. Of all the contacts you have on your phone, do you talk to everyone every day? Do you reach out to everyone every single day? No, you don't. There's just a handful of people that you reach out to every single day. Right? So how do you get someone to go in that category from your favorite list to the regular contacts on your list, right? I'm not saying that other people don't add value to you, but you don't talk to them every single day. It's a mind over matter stuff. And there's some friends that you don't talk to every single day, but that doesn't deplete the relationship in any way. All right? But the thing here is, tonight we're talking about, if something does not serve you, throw in the trash. Your timing of throwing the stuff in the trash matters. When should you throw in the trash? How should you throw in the trash? How should you trash it? Okay? How should you trash it? What time should you trash it? If you're trashing something is going to obstruct something else, then you want to hold off a bit, right? You want to be very strategic in trash. And like I explained earlier, I wanted to trash stuff, right? I wanted to trash this. Okay, there's this bunch of meat that was like we're not using it, had been there for too long and stuff like that. It wasn't time, because if I was gonna trash it, the waste management guys were not gonna come that week. We were in the middle of the week, and they're not scheduled until the next week. So if I was gonna trash it, guess what? It was gonna do more harm than good. All right? If I was gonna trash it at the time I wanted to trash it, it was gonna do more harm than good. So sometimes, if you want to get rid of people, places, or things that are no longer serving you, you need to understand the timing. And there's some relationships that are better off to die a natural death. Don't put too much energy into it. If it's gonna drain you trying to get rid of that, don't put too much energy into that. Allow it to slide gradually. It'll wear off on its own. All right. But then you need to take a step back, intentionally take a step back, mentally take a step back, emotionally take a step back. If you're doing something over and over and over and over and over that's keeping you stuck, it has to do with here. Okay? Say, for instance, you run your business online, but when you get online, instead of you doing stuff that's going to benefit your business, whether it's publicly or privately, you find yourself strolling and watching things that are not adding any value to what you're doing online. Before you know, an hour has gone by, 2 hours have gone by. Step into it. Step into it to keep yourself on track. Recently, I started journaling. I was doing it off and on in the beginning and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? I want to keep to this. And it all starts with here. Like when I started, I'm like, you know what? I don't want anything else. I just want to be consistent. So whether I'm doing it upfront, the goal remains permanent. Consistency is the goal. I want to show up. Anyway, privately. And if I cannot show up, I should communicate. I remember I had a few, I had a few guests pending interviews, and then I was in the right headspace to do interviews, and I had a lot of different things going on, health and everything. And I'm like, can we reschedule this? But at least I was able to communicate. And they were so sweet and understanding. By the way, slots open for a new guest interviews, or if you would want to come on, you know someone who will be great and come on, definitely send me a DM. I can't wait to talk to amazing people. Yeah, how far has the guest feature been doing so far? Like, you see all these amazing people dropping gems. Like, it's been so fine for me. And I cannot wait to get the other one up tomorrow because it's going to be fire. All right. So, if you are in touch, if you have built a habit that's not serving you, walk away from it, trash it. All right. If you are connected to something, someone, someplace, somehow, it has to be done mentally. All right. So, whatever you do, make sure it's it's for the greater good of who? Of you or for you. So if something is not serving you, if a habit is not serving you, like, I mean, what in the world? You see a cigarette park and it says smoking kills. And I'm like, okay, I cannot understand it till this date. I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything, but if you are walking by an electric pole and it says danger, do not touch, do you touch it? If you're walking, if you're walking somewhere and you see the sign, danger, do not enter, do you enter there? But anyway, all right. If something no longer serves you, sometimes people do stuff or people build habits just to get away temporarily from a situation after you have gotten away a little bit. And you realize that that habit that you're building is turning into something else that you're going to have to try to get away from. So you may as well just go do something else to get away from that new habit or that old habit. What are you going to do? You want to be able to step away from that, right? Because if something, if someone, if a habit that you've built over the year do not serve you any longer, guess what? Step away. Trash it. How do you trash it? When do you trash it? It's very important. There's some people when you're trashing, you're gonna break down the walls and sometimes when I'm trying to emphasize getting rid of something, I'm like, burn it, take the ashes and throw it in the water. That way you're so confident that this is not gonna be worked out anymore, right? But sometimes there's some things, instead of us trashing it, you don't just trash it, burn it. Instead of burning, don't just, put small fire on it and then you come back, you go get fire extinguisher, shh, and then you put it out. No. Sometimes you need to let it burn and burn down to the ground and burn to ashes. And then guess what? Scrape up the ashes and throw it in a bottle of water, whatever that's near you. It's a lake, it's a sea, it's a whatever. Just throw the ashes away. And there's no turning back to this thing. There's some things, there's some places, there's some people, there's some habits that need that extreme action. And there's some, you just let it die natural death. And there's some, all you have to do is just zone out in your head, zone out emotionally, and you're good to go. And once you zone out, you're fine. Okay? So I'm going to be wrapping up. Thank you guys so much for joining me on tonight. I appreciate y'all. And it's been a pleasure coming back on here. You guys are so loving. You guys forgive me for not showing up in 2 days. But yeah, like I said, something came up. So if you're watching, thank you. If you're listening, thank you for, being quite considerate. Okay? So that's it for tonight. And oh, by the way, I came across that content just tonight about, trashing depression and anxiety and anger and fear. And I'm like, yeah, there's some things starting out, it doesn't start at trash. It starts as something valuable. But then before you know, it's it's not serving you no longer. And you're like, okay, this thing was, and sometimes when we get to the point where this thing is no longer useful, it's trash, guess what do? We start holding on to them. Have you met someone who doesn't like to throw away the cans of different things? I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna talk about recycling some other time maybe. But yeah, sometimes you see this Mayo jars, especially in African homes. Nothing goes away, right? So we're just holding on to something. We're holding on to things and holding on to stuff, even though they no longer serve us. We have this mentality of recycling stuff. So your minus jar could turn into a soup storage bowl now. There's some people you could give second chances to, but there's some people don't recycle. Just get rid of the whole thing. Okay? There's some habits you just need to get rid of the entire thing. Do not recycle it. Because before you know it, you're doing something else with it and it's coming in another form. All right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And thank you so much for showing up tonight. I'm wrapping up. Don't recycle some stuff. Trash it. If the need be, burn stuff, do whatever you can. But if it does not serve you any longer, remember to trash stuff. Have a good night and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Have a pleasant weekend wherever you are if you're already into Friday. Take care. Bye bye.